So here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven, how do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. We have a juggernaut of a guest on tonight. I cannot wait to share her with you and the world in a moment. The Mind, Body, Business Show. What is that all about? Well, it is about what I call the three pillars of success. And these three pillars came about during the last decade or so while I was studying only successful people. Wanted to find out what made them tick, what made them more successful than me. Because let's face it, we're all human beings. We put our pants or our shorts on one leg at a time, if we're human. Most of us do. And everyone is the same. So what makes them different? What makes them more successful? So I began studying that, and three patterns kept bubbling up to the top. And you might be able to guess what those are. Yes, they're part of the show's name. So mind, that is about mindset, having a very positive yet very flexible and powerful mindset. Each person to a person who I studied that had achieved very, very great success had mastered the mindset part of the game. And then there's body. And that's literally about taking care of your body, both nutritionally, what you take in, and through what a lot of people call a four-letter word. That's many more than that. Exercise. Yes, exercise. So those that are phenomenally successful take care of their bodies inside and out. And then there's business. They had mastered the skills necessary to create, maintain, and build thriving businesses. And these are skill sets that they're wide and varied. They're like marketing, sales, team building, leadership, scaling, systematizing. I could go on for quite a while. And here's the thing, to master any skill set takes a large amount of time. The good news is you don't have to master every one of them personally. If you just master one, and I actually mentioned it in that list I just rattled off. If you just master one skill set, then you will be set going forward. Okay, you want to know what that one was? It was the skill set of leadership. Once you have mastered that skill set, you are able to delegate to those who do have the skills and already have mastered them that are part of your team. And then you can continue on working on your business instead of in it trying to master additional skills. So that is what the Mind, Body, Business Show is all about. It's a show for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. And we have a phenomenal guest coming on in just a moment. And another great quality that always bubbled up to the top for any and all who had achieved great success was to a person. I found out that they were all very avid readers. And with that, I like to segue over into a very short segment I like to affectionately call bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by reachyourpeaklibrary.com.
Yes, there you see, reachyourpeaklibrary.com. Please do yourself a favor and get out a pen and paper or something to take notes with and write these resources down. I have a feeling we're going to have many for you tonight. And I don't want you to go clicking away and miss out on what could possibly be that one golden nugget that could change your life forever. Because trust me, when Nina comes on, you're going to want to listen. In fact, you want to listen right now because she's coming on very, very soon. You don't want to miss her at all, not 1 second. So take out a pad of paper and write down resources as you hear them. Reachyourpeaklibrary.com is one of them. Write that down. And what is that? It is simply a website I had built with you in mind. And it sounds a little cheesy, but it's an absolute truth. What I did was I began compiling all the books I had personally read. Here's the thing. I did not start reading avidly or voraciously until about the age of 47. I am 56 now. And I realized, my gosh, this has a humongous impact on my life, both from business standpoint and personally. So I began cataloging all the books that actually had impact. So not every book I've read is in here. I did this so that you would have a one-stop shop. If you need the next great read, you can go to one place where at least one other successful person has vetted these books, and the odds of you wasting time are minimized. It's all about efficiency. It's about getting things done. It's about taking action to be a successful entrepreneur. So that is what Reach Your Peak Library is all about. And I just wanted to show that to you, that is my gift to you. You click those buttons that go straight to Amazon, and you can purchase whatever flavor of book you like, whether it's hardbound, softcover, Audible, what's the other one? Kindle. It doesn't matter if it's there. You can purchase whichever one you like. And yeah, I'll make a few pennies. And literally, I think it's a few pennies. It's not a money-making website. That's not the reason I did that. So speaking of making money, we have somebody who's an expert at doing this, not just for herself. This woman knows how to help you build a 7-figure business in very limited time. And so I don't want to wait any longer. I can't wait to bring her on. So here we go. She's coming on now.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is the only, the one, Nina Venturella.
Hey, Brian. Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't wait till we dive into everything that's happened with both of us in such a short period of time, Nina. There's so much. It's been a whirlwind of fun and activity. Before we jump in, a little bit of housekeeping, if I may, and that is, hey, for everyone here, if you stay and you watch live until the very end, you can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort. Compliments of the Big Insider Secrets. You see the big red icon or logo up there on the right-hand corner if you're watching, either live or through recording. For those of you listening, it's thebiginsidersecrets.com. And they give us this vacation stay to give away each and every show. It is phenomenal, and it's legitimate. You're not going to get whisked away and be put in a dungeon and listen to a timeshare pitch. It doesn't work that way at all. And how do I know that? Because the owner, the founder of the Big Insider Secrets, Jason Nast, has gone himself using the very thing he gives away 3 times. And he knows that it's legit. And I know it's legit because Jason's a dear friend of mine. Who wouldn't be a dear friend of mine that's helping me to give away vacation stays? Come on now. All right. And then, if you're struggling with putting on a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people like Nina and grow your business all at the same time, well, then head on over to carpetbombmarketing.com. Carpet Bomb Marketing, saturate the marketplace with your message. And one of the key components that is contained in the Carpet Bomb Marketing courses is one that you'll absolutely learn how to master is the very service we use to stream our live shows right here on the Mind Body Business Show. We're using it right now. Over the course of the past, now over 9 years, we have tried many of those quote unquote television studio solutions, for live streaming. And I'll tell you, StreamYard is the best of the best. It combines supreme ease of use along with unmatched functionality. So you can start streaming high quality, professional looking live shows for free with StreamYard now. So write this down. Don't go to it, but write it down. The website is ryp.im/stream live all together. ryp.im/stream live. And now the rest of the show is going to be all about this amazing young lady, Nina Venturella. Yes. So before we jump in, Nina, I'm going to do that quick but very respectful intro of you. And then we're gonna need to understand what this is all about because there's a lot behind this. Yeah. Nina Venturella helps create and implement intellectual property for disgruntled coaches and authors to become 7-figure authorities with her 5-step 0 to hero methodology to $1 million and get this, 2 years or less. One more word, guaranteed. Who do you know does that? I don't know anybody except this young lady right here. I know it's not nice to point. My mom taught me that, but I'm going to do it so you know who we're talking about. So Nina, my gosh, I cannot wait to dive in and figure out what that's all about. I like to open the show and really go a little bit deeper than the surface, if you know what I mean. So you are very accomplished. You're very successful. You are very professional. And I've gotten the sheer blessing of being able to work with you directly over these past just few weeks. It's been amazing. I'm curious though, you have such a great outlook on life, always upbeat, always positive, and we're all human. Stuff knocks us back. So for you, I think I know the answer to this, but I want to find out what it is for everyone else. What is it when you get up in the morning knowing that you have all these things to take care of, challenges that are going to come and knock you back? What is it that motivates you? What's going on in that beautiful brain of yours that says, I've got this, I'm going to crush it, and there's nothing that's going to hold me back so I can serve more people?
Well, yeah, you're right. The very first thing is my relationship with God. I mean, it's just where I go. So I spend my mornings getting up with the Lord, and I pray and I meditate on his word and I stand on his promises, and it gets my day started. I'll tell you, I had one day this week where, it was Monday, we're only on Tuesday, where I actually didn't do that. And I was completely off my game. And when I get off my game, I'm not in my spot where I should be. It just throws my entire day off. So I had to get myself back on track. I had to spend some more time with God and get myself back on track and just start declaring over myself and just start, aligning with the promises of God. It really starts there for me. And then the other thing is, really understanding the gifts that I've been given by God myself, and I'm blessed to be able to share these gifts. And it's funny because since COVID, and I'm telling you the honest truth, I've started 4 businesses, a TV show, and it's just like crazy. And, before that, I had one business that I did really, really well that I'm actually in the process of selling. So it's just interesting how the entire chapter of my life has changed dramatically since COVID. So I took this opportunity and I seized it. And I looked at what I call my oil. What is my oil? What is it that I carry that I can offer other people and help benefit them and get them where they need to go? And one of the things that I did really well for myself over the last 14 years, because I've been in the wellness industry for many years, and I had a proprietary process that's called your intellectual property, or IP. And it was this amazing gift that I had for the lymphatic system. And I'm going to give God the glory again, because I didn't go to school to learn it. It was downloaded to me in a wellness center that I had, which I also franchised. And it just launched my entire career in the wellness industry. I became a household name. I started teaching people this modality around the nation. And everyone kind of knew who I was in that industry. Sought after speaker, had an academy, trained hundreds of people, worked on thousands of people, and it's just been a huge success. When COVID hit, nobody was touching anybody because it was an actual physical hands-on technique. Now, here's the funny thing. My husband just retired and he sold his business. So honestly, I could have been one of those women who's like, yeah, I'll just chill out, relax, don't have to do anything. But you know what it did? It motivated me more to say, you know what? Now I have this opportunity. I'm not traveling, because I used to travel every other week for 7 years in my academy. I scaled it finally. So that started going a little bit lower, but I still had to do some of the hands-on stuff, right? When you get an opportunity to be home in your own environment and call the shots for yourself, and then look at the giftings that you have and put it all together, you have a winning solution. So I looked at, what did I do for myself for the last 14 years? I created my own intellectual property, and I went from a zero to hero methodology where people knew who I was. I was authority in that industry. Mainly in the oil industry, naturopaths, chiropractors, they all knew me. And so what ended up happening is, when COVID hit, I said, why don't I just do that for coaches? And it went from coaches to authors, because most coaches are usually authors, or most authors are coaches. So it kind of did blend together. And it snowballed, it exploded. I started getting write-ups in like America's Best Magazine and Forbes and entrepreneur.com, and everyone's starting to learn who I am. And now I'm being like sought after. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing. Like, how did this happen? And I think one of the reasons why is because throughout my journey, when I say journey, oh my gosh, was it a journey? Let me tell you, if you've never started a business from scratch, and it's a brick and mortar business, and there's expenses, you have employees and you're franchising it, it is a journey. All right. like it's not easy. It is not for the faint-hearted. It's intense stuff. And I got really humbled really quickly. I learned a lot of things, what not to do in business, more than I learned what to do in business. And I lost a lot of money, and I almost lost my marriage. And I went through the horrors and the trials and tribulations of starting a business and not really understanding business, but knowing that I had gifts, but I didn't really know how to bring those gifts into the business marketplace. I just knew what I knew how to do. I knew how to get people healthy, how to lose weight. And I was really good at that. And then I got this signature process called extract for the lymphatic system. And that became my signature process. People knew about it. And that's kind of how everything grew. But I didn't ever have to advertise. I didn't have to market myself. I never had to do anything. I literally had a word of mouth business that took me for 14 years. I never had to do anything. People were looking for me. And what that does is it gives you an opportunity to crush your competition. And it puts you in a lane of one. And when you can do that, you are now dominating the marketplace. And I thought, well, gosh, you know what? I need to do that for coaches, but I need coaches to understand that they have amazing value. They have amazing gold in them, but they don't know how to find it. So I actually help coaches and authors find their gold, their brilliance, and help them, brand themselves, market themselves, and really pull out this beauty that they have in them that's been stuck in them for so many years or decades for some, and show them what it looks like and how to monetize that. And I've gotten really good at being able to do that, where I can listen to somebody for 15, 20 minutes and say, yep, I got it. I can see where your gold is. I know how to monetize you. I know how to get you where you need to go. And I work from the end to the beginning. So I go, let's go where we're going to go. What's the end game? And then let's work backwards. And let's focus on how to get you to the end game. And so by doing that, and just again, since COVID, I've been able to do that very successfully for a lot of people, to where, people are starting to say, oh, you need to meet Nina, or you need to learn what she's doing because she's doing this. And it's just really kind of cool what's happening when I went from something that I've never ever done before to where I am today very quickly. When it was COVID? Not even a year, right? Almost a year. Or was it a year?
Yeah.
Almost a year. Yeah. So things happen really quickly when you really see your gold and you have that brilliance come out of you, you start to take ownership. And then that imposter syndrome goes away. And I know coaches do deal with that. And I think it's because you're in your stuff too much. You need somebody to pull out your brilliance. And once you do that, and then they say, hey, this is what it looks like, and then they show you it, then you're like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I had that, right? I mean, I had to do it for myself because I didn't have anybody to do it with me or do it for me. I learned how to do it. So it was self-taught, but now I know how to do it for other people. And man, I can take you a lot quicker, a lot further than it took me with a lot less mistakes, right? Because you can learn from my mistakes. And so that's one of the things that I do. I believe I'm really gifted in, is to be able to see people from the inside out and see their brilliance, see their gold, and then help them polish up that gold so that they can see it for themselves and really take ownership of who they are and what they're called to.
So many golden nuggets on that. That's our show. Good night, everybody. That was phenomenal. Hello, Brenda Miller from Metro Detroit by way of LinkedIn. Thanks for coming on the show. My gosh, you hit on so many amazing key points, Nina. One was what I call discipline in the beginning, where you had ventured away from your usual daily ritual or routine of being one with God and doing what you do with God. And once you came back, then things were back in the right. And that is so true of every person I've ever talked to, including yours truly. Anytime we vary or venture away from the discipline that we know works for us, and we don't implement it on a regular basis, when we take that pause, well, so our business does the same thing. It takes a pause and things don't go the right way. And you just know something's not right. It's like, oh, you know what? I dropped off my game. There's something different. And then you mentioned it also that, because of the mistakes you've made, and that's the beautiful thing, you can stand firmly in what you do because you know not only what to do, but also what not to do. You have both sides working for you. And there's no substitute on this planet for experience. And that is what Nina brings to the table. And then, I love the part about, how you're extracting the brilliance out of people. This is cool because we are all the same way. None of us think we have anything special. It's just automatic for us. right? I was a perfect example of that. I do all this automation. I just love it. And it's unnatural. And then I heard person after person say, can you show me how to do that? It's like, really? It's easy, but okay. And then after going through with clients now and going in at depth, I go, oh my gosh, they really didn't know how to do it. What I knew how to do. I just didn't know that. Right. And you just don't know that what you're brilliant at, what you were born with the God-given talents you were given, oftentimes they're very difficult for other people to achieve. And we all need help. That's the beautiful thing. God did not make us all talented. And so we are here to help each other. That's what is so beautiful about all of this. And yeah, that's what I had for that. That was, so I'm asking people to write notes. Look, I'm running the show here and I'm taking my own notes here.
I talk
director,
fast.
producer,
You know that.
host, interviewer. Oh my gosh, the whole thing. Camera person. I know there's no real well, there is. There's one right there. And Nina has one. I'm not controlling hers, but we're having fun. I want to learn more about your business where you take people and their business and you take coaches and authors to that 7-figure promised land. I mean, 2 years, a lot of people go, come on, Nina, you gotta be, what are you smoking to say something like that? That's just impossible. You know, I don't have much going on. How are you going to take me to 7 figures? There are steps involved. I understand. And not everybody qualifies, but can you take us through quickly how you achieve that for people?
So, yeah. So as COVID hit, I became co-founders and business partners with other companies through this proprietary process called One Box Fits All, where I help people create their own intellectual property. And I do it through the Zero to Hero methodology program, where I can, like I said, I can come in and help anybody at any level really create their brilliance and package it for them so that they can monetize it. And so in doing so for myself, I hired this company as a client to do this program with another business partner called the Captioning Institute. And we hired this company to help us create something called a high ticket program and a masterclass program, to where we have an offering as a high ticket program, like $25,000 or higher. Ours is actually $100,000. But the whole genius of it is it's risk reversal. And what that basically is, and not a lot of people understand what that is it's a guaranteed program to help us in that Captioning Institute program get to $1 million by offering people to become business consultants. And we have a whole turnkey process. So we are a client as well as I'm a business partner in this other company. So by utilizing that type of program, we now are doing that for people who want to become authors. So let me explain what that looks like. So we created a high ticket program for authors who have an idea. Maybe they want to write a book, or they have some kind of a story that they want to tell, but they're not really sure how to get it out there. So we have something called the $1 Million Book Launch Program. It's by Embark. And that's one of my other companies that I'm a partner with. And we've gotten a place where we can actually help people become a millionaire in 2 years or less, guaranteed, because we do something called performance-based risk reversal. And what that means is we give you value of $100,000 in value that you get. We guarantee you $1 million within 18 months, but you only pay the first stage, and the rest is all based on performance. And so, for an example, the first stage that we do is we actually help you build your IP. We help you validate it to make sure it does sell. And then we help you roadmap it. So we take you all the way to the end, and then we work out a plan from beginning to end. And you have this complete blueprint, this roadmap. You know exactly where you're going, how you're going to get there. And it's a done for you, done with you program. So the very first stage, you pay $12,500. That's it. If you want to go to the next stage and have a lead generation machine created for you with all your funnels and your masterclass built out, then you go to stage 2 and you can pay an additional $12,500. But you don't have to go there. You can start out at $12,500. You pay that, and that's all you ever pay. The rest is all based on results. Now, remember, you're getting $100,000 worth of value, done for you, done with you program. We write your book. We publish your book. We do a philanthropy piece. We do all the marketing, all the sales, all the lead generation. We do all the build out. We do all the IP generation. We do it all. I mean, all of it, right? And then we even put you in touch with the right people. We have like a scaled 7-figure masterclass where you're with other people who are like-minded and you guys work on each other's business, which is huge because it's like you get to meet all these amazing people at that same level or trying to get to that level, and you kind of bounce ideas off each other. And you only have to pay that one stage or that two stage. If you want to go to the second stage, we'll give you a lead generation program. Some people want to go that route because they want the leads as well. And we fast track them in 90 days. But you get all the coaching, all the training, everything you need to be successful. We take you there, and you only pay the $12,500 or $25,000, depending on if you want to go stage 1 and stage 2, and you never have to pay again. And why I say that is, even though it's performance-based, you hit certain milestones, we guarantee results, it's at your disposal. So there's a trust issue here. So guess what? The risk is not on the client anymore. It's on us. That's why it's called risk reversal. We are betting that your program that we help you create is a high ticket program that will warrant people to want to come in and do business with you. And we actually validate with you. We create the scripts. We do all the emails for you. We have all the software. I mean, it is a one-stop, done for you, done with you program. And so if somebody's an author or they want to be an author, this is the most amazing program because it's plug and play. It's turnkey. And you don't have to worry about trying to market your book. Listen, I'm an author. I've won awards with my book. And I didn't know how to get it out there. See, everyone thinks writing the book is the hardest part. That's the easy thing. Getting it out there for people to really get that book and have the authority that you want with it that's the challenge. And I paid a lot of money to do that in the past. If I knew about this, let me tell you, I would have been a client a long time ago. I didn't know about it. So it's just an amazing program, right? And it just ties in all the experience and background that I've ever had with creating people's IP. It just lines up perfectly with this company. So when they heard what I was doing, they said, "Hey, let's be partners." And it was literally a two meeting process of like, "Hey, let's just do this thing together." And I said, "Great." So we're helping people get out there. We're helping them build out their program. And here's the really cool thing, Brian, I wanted to say. Some people are maybe like, well, I don't know if I have the chops to do it, or I don't know if I have the confidence to do it, because that imposter syndrome. And we have to break that off right away, because first of all, that's a big fat lie that you're believing. And I just say that it just needs to go. And you just need to start declaring over yourself that you are a victor and you already have victory, and your life is already set before you. You just need to walk by faith into it. And you have these amazing gifts that people are called to. And so I believe every single person has certain gifts in them that is a part of somebody else's destiny going forward. Every single person. So if you realize you are caring what somebody else needs, it's a whole different mindset, a whole different perspective. And so every morning I wake up and I say, God, bring those people from the north, the south, the east, and west that need what I carry so that I can help them get to their destiny. And those people that have what I need, bring them so that I can align with the right people, because that's really important. I have so many gifts, but I don't have everything. Believe me. I'm not the most organized, detailed person, but I'm a visionary, and I can see where you need to go. I can see it at the aerial view, and I know how to pull your creativity out, your innovation out. I know how to build those high ticket programs. I know how to find that right audience for you. I can do that really, really, really well. But what I don't really do well is organization. I'm a very high energy, I guess you call myself an I, like a disc. I'm a high I. And, I love creativity. I love innovation. I love strategy. I love just getting down and dirty and saying, okay, let's pull out your brilliance. Let's look at, maybe we can license this for you, or maybe we could take this to this market. It's just so cool. When you start to dig and you start to see the gold come out of people, man, it's just awesome. I call myself a gold digger. And one of my favorite shows my husband and I watch every Friday, it's like our date night, is Gold Rush. I love Gold Rush, right? And they're always looking for that good dirt, that pay that's going to bring the gold. Well, I'm looking for people's pay. I'm looking for that good stuff to pull out your gold. And I'm telling you, I don't know how to do it myself. It's hard for me to pull my own gold out. So I need somebody else to help me pull my gold out. So I have coaches, I have mentors. It's important to do that. And my business partners are my mentors as well. And Brian, you're a mentor. So I glean from those people. I take nuggets from each one of them and I apply it to myself, because I know where I need to really grow and mature. Sometimes I don't want to do it because it's not fun, but I know I have to do it, or I have to find somebody who can do it for me. That's delegation. And that's part of the leadership we were just talking about. So Whew. I know I talk a lot and I talk fast in very short times.
That's part two of, that's show number 2 is done. We've had that much or more high value and quality is where I'm going with that. Not because she talks fast.
Well, I do talk fast.
I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, that means you're an efficient person. You get a lot of stuff done quick. I love efficient people. I don't dislike non-efficient people, just for the record. But there were so many things. I just want to give the bottom line to people, just so they kind of encapsulate this in their brain. If someone were to hand you $1 million, would you be okay with giving them back 250,000? Would you be okay with having $750,000 with very little risk? In fact, near zero. And the reason I know that, I am actually a client. I am in this process of going through this. It is amazing. And let's say, look, Nina, look, Brian, I don't have 12.5. I don't have 25,000 to put in this business. Well, it is possible for you to get started without any of your own money. How do I know that? I'm doing that. I'm in the process of doing that this very moment. And I already know it's going to work. It's amazing. And then there are other things put in place, guaranteed so many sales within your first month. And by the time you make those sales, you've paid off whatever you just invested. You're already at break, you've broken even. And then when it's time for the next staggered payment, I don't remember when it is or how much it is. I don't care. I can't wait to pay you guys. You know why? Because when I get to that point, I will have made more than I owe you. I will have profit. I can't wait to get to that point to pay you. I will gladly pay you.
Exactly.
And then when you get to the end, I will be so happy to sign up the remainder of that 250,000. I will do it. I'll be jumping backflips of joy. I'll never be so happy to write a check in my life, because that means I made it to $1 million in this one program. And Nina, I don't know if you did the whole thing justice on other parts, because you are not doing this alone, are you? You have an incredible, massive team behind you, and they all have incredible gifts. I mean, there are writers that are helping to write the book. It's amazing. They're doing all this work, a lot of it for you. But tell me if I'm right or wrong, but you guys do check in now and then to make sure everybody's cool with what's being said. It's written in their voice, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's not just a ghostwriter that, is from the Philippines who doesn't know English that well. And I don't mean it that way. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That it comes with your voice when it's all said and done. You have, write
a transcript. It's your actual voice, and we do the transcript, and then we kind of fine tune and edit it and all that. Yeah. Yeah. So it's your heart.
Yeah. So they basically interview you and take that information and put it down in book form. And it's genius. And then the book
and then we have the philanthropy piece. Don't forget that, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And I've heard it stated many times. I was one that uttered the same thing. This is a no-brainer. And this is not a show to sell you on this. In my opinion, it will sell itself. I've told 2 people about it so far. And I actually opened with how much it's going to cost. Who does that? Nobody. Because I knew that by the time I got through telling them about it, they were just going to go, wow, this is incredible. And I'm not doing this for any purpose. I'm not doing this to make money for myself. I just want to help Nina grow her business so she can help more people like me, because that's what it's all about. It's about serving and helping people.
It really
is.
And
what better way to do than build up someone who's doing such a masterful job of doing that?
And I was just saying the same thing to Brian. I'm like, Brian, I don't really want this to be the Nina show. I want to talk about you and what you're doing, because it is about, helping people and getting behind them and supporting them. And I think right now, so many people are just feeling hopeless and they're not sure where to go. And I just, I want people to have that place of just where they know that they can do what they're called to do. They can dream again. They can think big. They can play in the big sandbox. They can play big. And this is not something that's impossible. And, it's this formula that Tom and David, they created. They're my business partners, and they are doing it really well, and they're crushing it. And, I'm privileged and honored and humbled that I'm a part of this whole program as a partner. It blows my mind every single day. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And I love to be able to get behind people and support them and see them grow and blossom into who they're called to be, because we're all called for greatness. And just a lot of people just don't get to that point. And I want everybody to get to that point. I know not everybody's going to, but the people that I help are definitely going to. That's my goal. I want them to greatness. I want them to get to their goals, achieve their dreams, and get that financial freedom, and we should all be taking time off. We should all be taking time off and have enough financial freedom so we can take a trip and not have to be attached to the phone worrying about our businesses, right? And that's what we can do with, this program, is help them get to that freedom and financial freedom and really enjoy life and give back. And so I want to talk about the give back thing, because I believe every single one of us has some kind of a why or some kind of a heart mission field. And that's one of the things that we offer. We do a philanthropy piece with you where we either give to a nonprofit or create a nonprofit for you from scratch. We do a Kickstarter program. We help you raise the funds. I mean, we do everything for you. And then we do the paid traffic for you to help you build on that, the foundation piece for the fundraising. So we are a one-stop, done for you, done with you program, like I said. And I'm not here to pitch this. This is not what it's about. I will tell you one thing, and I'm gonna give you a really big nugget right now. Where most coaches get stuck and authors is they have all this content everywhere. They've learned, they've read, they've done course after course, certification after cert. It's all over the place, and it's all over. It's very overwhelming, and to be able to streamline that has been a difficult thing. And one of the things that I do, I'm going to give you a really good technique on how to do that. I can streamline really, really well and put you in one lane. And here's how you do it. Are you ready? Take notes.
I'm ready.
All right. So I love football. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. I'm from Chicago originally, so I should be saying I'm a Bears fan, but I'm not. And one of the things that I learned is watching is you have a coach, and that coach has this big playbook, right? And so what they do is they have all their plays in that playbook. And I thought, gosh, we need to do that with our coaches. So I create something called a playbook, and it's called a multi-phase playbook. You guys can do this right now. Take everything you've ever done and start to put it into this playbook and create it as, stage 1 or phase 1. What would you do for your client and stage 1, and how would you scale that? What's the value add? And then how do you scale that? And go to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Look at your audience. Make sure your outcome aligns with your audience. Make sure that your offer, your high ticket offer, if you're going to work with us, it's a high ticket $10,000, $25,000, $100,000 offer, aligns with your audience. If you're a life coach, you're thinking, well, my moms and dads can't afford that. But no, but business entrepreneurs can. So how do we take that and shape it so that what you're doing, even if it's trauma or wellness or health or weight loss, whatever it looks like, how do you benefit an entrepreneur? Well, guess what? They're overweight, they're overstressed, and if they're more healthy and they have less stress, they're going to be more profitable. They're going to have better productivity. They're going to be happier. They're going to be healthier. They're going to be better leaders. There are ways to create high ticket programs. Even if you think, oh, there's no way I could do this. You can do that. It's just, you got to think outside the box. You got to be able to not be so hung up on the $9.97 program and say, you know what, I can create value, or I have the opportunity to create more value, and I want to see what that looks like. And that's what we come in and say, hey, do this. But if you're going to do this on your own, I'm telling you, create a playbook, put a name to it, and do it in multi-phase, and then figure out what that looks like working with your client from day 1, phase 1. What does that, and then scale it. How do you scale that? Is it PDFs? Is it videos? Maybe you do an assessment tool. Where do they start with you? And then go to phase 2. Now you've got the assessment, where it's like the diagnosis. Now you got the treatment plan. What do we do? How do we move forward to help them achieve that? Depending on what it is. And you can have 5 stages, you can have 4 stages. It doesn't really matter. But basically, you have that playbook, you have the aerial view, and then everything is organized. And then you take your stuff that you've learned, your books you've read, and pull them into those phases. And you start to build your IP. That's your IP, guys. That's your own genius. That's how you start to build your own program. That alone is worth a lot of money. Let me tell you what I just told you. Now, I do that with my clients, right? My authors and my coaches, but I just gave you a great nugget. Like, if you can get aboard on this and figure that out, that's how you pull everything together. I don't care if it was books, take some summaries of the books and put it into that phase. How do I pull that into that phase? That's how you do it.
And so, you got 2 choices the way I look at it. I'm talking to the audience. One is do it yourself and figure it out as you go along. And now you have the basic foundation to do that. Nina just gave it to you. Or you can do option number 2 or door number 2, where when you open it, you have this team standing behind the door that's doing everything for you and with you. You get to authorize each step. I assume that's how it works. I'm not even that far down the path, but it's your business when it comes down, and they care about you, right? This is to help you to make your brilliance shine and to serve more people and make enough money where you can serve even more beyond that. Because look, once you've made that first million, there's a little birdie told me it doesn't have to stop there.
No, we go to an additional million every single year. So we put that plan into action. It's pretty amazing. I mean, it really is a really cool system.
And I've been in this genre for a long time. I've been to, oh my gosh, Nina, how many workshops, boot camps, seminars.
Yeah.
Who remembers this guy named Mr. T? Bad attitude on the A team, and yes, Rocky. But when he was out in public, he would wear just mounds of gold chains. I don't know how he stood up. That's heavy stuff. Well, I went to so many of these networking events and boot camps and seminars. I used to save, for those that would let me take them out of the house or out of the room, I would save those lanyards with the badges on them. That was your ticket in and out.
Yeah.
And I accumulated so many. I did this from stage. I would have one of the people that are helping me out bring them up on stage, and I was teaching about just showing up. And I had a picture of Mr. T up on the screen with all his chains, and then I would put these on, and they were thick because there were so many of them. I said, "You see, I put even Mr. T to shame because it's just about showing up." And I love Mr. T. He's a great guy. It had nothing to do with putting him down at all. He's a phenomenal gentleman. But it was amazing that, it's like, just show up. And then you and I met at one of these. It was an event during COVID, not long ago.
Yeah.
And I've been to so many of these in person, and it's very difficult to pull off a successful one online where you have multiple speakers and or multiple segments, even pauses and breaks, and people still come back, do breakout rooms like virtually. And wow, I was absolutely blown away. It was the most genius system I've ever seen, whether in person or online. This was the best one I've ever been to, bar none. And the reason is because of the results. And that's what I want everyone to take home with them is think about the results. If you focus on the result, then you're going to get what you focus on. If you focus on junk, we used to say, if you focus on crap, you're going to get more and more crap. If you focus on success, yes, I'm pointing there for a reason, then you're going to get more and more success. So just, and that's a mindset thing.
It is.
And just focus on success. And this is a no-brainer in so many ways. I'm like, it's one of those things like, my God, where have you been all my life?
Like I said, I wish I knew about this program years ago because I wrote my book in 2014. I didn't know about this program. I would have definitely done this program. I know I'd be a lot further with my book, but it is what it is.
It's so unique in so many ways. And so at the end of this thing, when I talk about results, I had, and you probably had more, Nina, because you're such a flower and everybody gravitates towards you. I had 6 appointments of attendees at the end of this. It was on purpose. This was by design. That's what Tom Madsen and his crew wanted. And one of those appointments was with you know who. And that was the beginning of what's going to be a very long-lived, very fruitful relationship and friendship. And it's going to be phenomenal. And this is the person she has partnered with. And I'm so excited. I happened to just get on this thing. He just sent out an email. This is so funny, Nina. He sent out this email after that whole event was done. And I'm like, man, I want to hear more from Tom. And I fired up and I bring it up. And I'm like, hey, Nina's with him. This is awesome. And so I watched it to the end. It happened to be the $1 Million Book program, book launch program. And I said, where do I sign? I've heard this twice now. I've got to do this. That's it. I'm done. No more. And you said about getting excited. Holy, I have not been this excited about the future. And I'm always excited. I'm always upbeat, but I am now over the top, over the moon. I cannot wait for the rubber to hit the road till we start rocking and rolling in stage 1. It's right around the corner and it's going to be a great ride. And I'm so thankful that you are the one that I get to work with on this end.
Same here with you. You know, you said something that just hit me. And I don't know how many people actually really are at this point excited about the future. You know, I really would love to take a poll and see how many people are actually excited about the future. Because if you're listening to the news or you're listening to the media at any point, you're going to lose a lot of hope, right? But I mean, I think it's really interesting that you said that, because I think I'm more excited about my future than I ever have been in my entire life. And I've had a lot of success in life and I've had a lot of failure in life, but I can see for the first time, I can see the end from the beginning. And I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but for the first time in my life, I started doing a vision board and I started writing out my goals and dreams. And I put it in front of me every single day, and I'm actually seeing these things manifest. I give God the glory. So I'm not saying it's the universe or anything like that. God is the God of the universe. I'm going to tell you that right now, but it's not because the law of attraction. I don't believe in any of that. I'm telling you, there's something about declaring, decreeing, keeping your eyes, and having a faith that that's going to take place. I believe it's already done. I'm just walking in it by faith, right? And so I have such excitement every single day waking up, because first of all, I know where I'm going for the first time in my life. It's horrible not knowing where you're going. It's horrible not having an end from the beginning or a destination, and having no hope. And so if I could bring an end, if I can show people a destination, if I can give them a purpose, if I can help them get their passion back, if I can help support them in any way, that to me, I know I've done what I'm supposed to do. I believe I'm called on this earth to help other people get their dreams and desires out there. I believe that I had to go through it for myself to learn it, but then I'm behind the scenes now. I'm helping other people go there. And I did it for myself for so many years, and I'm having way more fun doing it for other people. And it's such a different place to be when you're not in the forefront all the time and you're not trying to get yourself out there and trying to help other people. I mean, it's the most humbling, gratifying place to be. I love it with all my heart. I truly love what I do. It's not work. I work morning, noon, and night. I started my day at 4:00 this morning. And I've been on calls ever since. I'm California, so of course I have East Coast clients, and I have clients around the country right now. So I just love it. And I'm home. And if I want to take a little break, I can go take a bike ride or spend some time with my family. It's just the best. It really is. And I want people to feel this. I want people to have this feeling.
I'm feeling it. And not just because of having this now new relationship with you and us working together and all that. I feel it. And I felt it, before we met as well, the excitement getting up. I'm 56, but I think about, I have the best part of my life ahead of me still. I'm so excited for what lies ahead. I'm not looking toward that day when you retire. I don't even know what that word means. You'll never find it in the Bible, by the way.
It's a new chapter, new season. That's like
it's just a transition from one help, serving one group or person to another. But the interesting thing was when you talked about how you're so happy and you talked about serving others. And I've done 137 shows of this show by now. And to a person, every entrepreneur is wired the same way. Once they have met a certain point in their walk, and that is, when every one of us starts out as a solopreneur, or most that I've ever met, and there is scarcity involved during that time. And I'm just being honest. And so you are thinking about, how am I going to make that next paycheck so I can keep going and growing and pay the mortgage and everything else that goes with it. And then when you get an established rhythm and you finally have navigated the waters of your journey, and now you're seeing the promised land and you're making headway. Now you can relax more on the money issue and think about, what am I really here to do? Yeah. What really moves my needle? And this is to a person, Nina. It is helping other people. Yeah. That's what I love about what I get to do. This show has just brought the most amazing people, and you are no different than those. You are like up there on the top of the echelon.
So are you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's amazing. It's just, I feel like, have you ever gone to those events and that, you walk in a sea of other entrepreneurs and you just have this feeling like you're amongst family?
Your people, your peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your tribe. Yeah. I agree with you on that. And I am meeting a lot of my tribe. It's really exciting. I also just want to share one more thing. It's really important, everyone, that you keep moving forward. I went through a lot of heartache in my business. And when I first started my business in 2006, when I opened up my wellness centers, I will tell you this. I have learned the hard way. Really, I've lost everything. I went to the point where I went through 5 lawsuits. I had embezzlement, theft, judgments. I had people lying about me. I had people trying to steal clients from me. It was horrible. It was intense stuff. It was like being beaten up And then as soon as you get up, you get beaten up again and come down, you come beaten up again. It was like that for 3 years. And it's humbled me. It's grown me. It's built character in me. There's so many blessings out of it that came out from it. I would never, ever not go through it again. I have no regrets. But I'm saying this because as we're trekking, as we're going through that journey, as we're climbing that mountaintop, there's going to be some hills, there's going to be some rocky roads, and there's going to be some areas where you might just kind of lose your balance. But I'm going to tell you something. You just keep moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time, and you will get to the top of the mountain. I promise you that. You might slip down a little bit, but you got to keep getting back up and keep going. Because if you do that, and you see, remember, I want you to see the destination. It is so important. I come from the top of the mountain. I look from the top of the mountain down. I'm not looking from the mountain up. I'm going from top to down. It's a perspective thing. And if you can do that, I'm telling you, your life will change. And start realizing what you're speaking. It is so important. I'm actually starting next week, I'm doing a TV show that's going to be airing on cable, Spectrum, and local TV in California, and Roku and all those other channels. And I'm talking, it's called A Way with Words. And I want you to understand what you're speaking. There's power in your tongue. And what you're speaking, you're declaring over yourself or your family or your marriage. I have people that are saying, oh, my husband's this, this, and this. I'm like, you know what? Shut your mouth. Stop saying that, because you're telling your husband that's who he is. And that's what's happening. He's manifesting that, right? So you need to say, my husband's this, my husband's that. And my entire marriage changed when I started speaking the words and changing my words. My business, my finances started changing when I started speaking. There's no lack, nothing missing, nothing needed, nothing wanted, nothing broken. I have all I need at all times for all things in all ways. And I'm telling you, I do that every single day, whether my circumstances look like it or not. I'm standing on that word, standing on where I'm going, and I'm not moving. I'm not going to be shaken from where I'm going. And it's important that you have that mindset. It totally really, truly is. It really is. And I'm not just huffing and puffing this stuff. I live it. I breathe it. I eat it every single day. Now, yes, God is my number one source. I believe he is my resource. But at the same time, I have to come in alignment and agreement with what I'm seeing and what I'm saying. And I have to have a faith that I'm going to get there. And I do have that faith.
And the first word of this show is the most powerful by far, mind. It's mindset. True. And what you say is coming out of your mind. And it's about an empowering mindset. Once I learned that concept, and I learned it from my mentor, and I'm going to say his name because I love him dearly, Mel Cutler. Years ago, I went through a process of becoming certified in neuro-linguistic programming. And at the time, Nina, I was one of those, like, you cannot take my faith, get away from me, you crazy woo-woo wacko science stuff that's going to mess with my brain. And then I learned it at a deep level. I became certified, and I'm like, you cannot change someone's faith. It's a long story, but the army and the military have tried. They tried to do mind control, and they weren't successful unless you were already, if you already had the attributes to be a mass killer. If you weren't that, then you're not going to become one, and you're not going to, look away from your faith. It won't happen. Right. And once I learned, though, the sheer power of mindset and concepts like you're talking about, and then very, very deep, one real quick exercise everyone can do starting now. If you ever catch yourself saying, I have to do the dishes, I have to vacuum the rug, I have to go make the bed, just be aware, number one, that you realize you said I have to. And then number two, just reframe it and say, I get to. Yeah. And you'll be amazed that, you get that, you get that intellectually right now. But what really gets it is your subconscious. It's like, oh, I get to. And you just rewired your brain in such a beautiful way. And when you do that on a habitual basis, to this day, every day I catch myself saying I have to, internally or externally, like, wait, I get to. I don't care how bad it is, how arduous it is. I have to do the dishes. I get to do the dishes. Well, at least I have dishes to do. And if I have dishes to do, that implies I have a sink. If I have a sink, that implies I have a kitchen. If I have a kitchen, that implies I have a home or someplace to live. And it just goes on. You don't need to actually think every one of those things through. Your subconscious will take care of that. And you'll just start realizing and noticing that everything is starting to lighten up in life, and you're happier. And when you're happier and living that way, then those around you are going to notice. Whether they notice outwardly or they just sense it, kind of like a dog sensing fear, but this one in a good way. And then they just start changing, like, wow, there's something changing about you. I like it. Yeah. And it happened. It happened to me. I'm saying this from absolute experience. It's a game changer. So just that one little, could you imagine now compounding that, like you were saying, stacking doing one step at a time. Like I would say, putting pebbles on top of each other, keep stacking them. You will get there. And mindset is one of the key components of getting there quicker. So you get out of your own way, self-sabotage, resistance, hesitation, all that. Clean out that beautiful garden of yours of those weeds, put in those beautiful flowers, and just have a great, great life. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Geez, time went fast.
I know. I'm looking at it too, like, whoo. Oh, nice.
Man. Have fun.
Karen Duncombe, she's going to be on the show here soon. What am I really here to do is a game changer question for us. Why am I alive as another, right? What I'm really here to do is a game changer, and why am I alive is yet another. I think they're kind of related. How would you respond to that, Nina?
Well, like I said, we all have gifts inside of us. We all have, other people's values that we can create for other people and help them get where they need to go, right? I believe that we all have a purpose. We all have a journey. And I believe that we are all here there's no accident why we're here. If we're here for a purpose and a reason. And I believe that we're all predestined and predetermined before we're even in our mother's womb, and that there has been a plan that's laid out for us. And God is the one that's laid that plan out. And if you align with that plan by faith, you will start to see those things manifest. So it's already established. What I will tell you is this: if you live in a place of trying to control everything, you're going to have a hard time in life, because things just don't go the way you want them to go. There's that saying, if you make a plan, God's sitting there laughing. You don't make a plan. You have to align with where you feel your gifts are. You know what your gifts are. Most people do know what they're gifted at, whether you realize it's a gift or not. You're good at. People have told you, oh, you're good at this, or you're good at this. Maybe you're a great mom. Maybe you're a great, I don't know, attorney, something. You're good at something. So take those gifts and see how you can apply them and create value for other people. That's how you make money. That's how you monetize. Because what you're doing is now you're saying, I have something of service. I have something of value, and you want to, and if I have value for you, you're going to give me something called a certificate of appreciation. That certificate of appreciation is actually a monetary form of finances. So I tell people to look at it this way. When you pay an electric bill or you pay any kind of a bill, look at it as a gain, not loss, because you have electricity to pay. Right? So it's a mindset on the way you see things. So as far as why you're here, I believe we're all here for a reason and a season. We're all here for a purpose. We all have amazing gifts. We all have value for other people. And if you're really stuck there, well, maybe you need prayer. maybe you need to have someone listen to you. And maybe, I don't know what that looks like, but you're not alone. We've all felt that. I've had moments in my life. I've had some really deep, dark moments where I've actually thought about suicide. Okay. So I haven't always been this person. I had to grow into this person. It did not happen overnight. It was a journey, but I did get here eventually, because I just never stopped. I kept my faith. I've had a lot of challenges in life, but I just never stopped. And like I said, you don't stop. You just keep going. I have a vision board that says, never stop, never stop. No matter how hard it gets, never stop. Just keep going. If you're here for a reason, and you're here for a purpose. It's not an accident. If you're listening to this, it's for a purpose.
And I can't agree more. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. We have a couple of comments from the past. Dr. Patrick Tracy says, how's the dishes? And then later he says, I'm in Dublin and listening to dishes. Brian. That's funny.
Yeah, dishes aren't fun, but
and yes, Karen, you're talking about the mindset of seeing the good. Absolutely, for sure. And with one last, we do have a prize to give away. And a little birdie told me, I don't know if it's still true, Nina, you had something you were planning on providing for folks as well. We didn't actually talk about it right for the show, so I don't want to shock you into it.
It's just basically a free strategy session with me.
Okay, that's the one. We'll bring that up in just a second.
Yeah.
But I wanted to close the mindset part out with this one thought for everyone, and then we'll get to the wonderful prizes, the giveaways. So don't go anywhere. And by the way, I got this great question that I'm going to be asking Nina to close the show. You do not want to miss it. Oh, it's a big one. It's a doozy. She doesn't even know about it. I love it. She didn't know about any of these. This was all organic. But here's the thing in life. You're going to be throwing curveballs all the time. Nina, thank you for being so transparent, talking about the struggles you've had. Look, it's called being human, everyone. And those things are going to happen. Circumstances are going to happen no matter what. As long as you're alive, those things we're going to, and we're talking about those that aren't so great, those circumstances. So you can either let your circumstances control your attitude, or you can let your attitude dictate your circumstances. So if you just, if oh, it's raining and it's all dreary, it's like, well, gosh, it's raining. It's beautiful because, now things are growing and they're vital. And I need to get up a little bit earlier. Wow, I haven't done that in a long time. So I get a little more time to myself. And look, your attitudes it's how you react. It's you all have a choice. We all have a choice. In any circumstance, you either react positively or negatively. Look, if something happens, you get rear-ended, you're going to be upset for at least that long and maybe a little longer. But the key is recognizing it and rewiring the brain and saying, yeah, but you know what? I'm okay. Yeah. My back doesn't hurt. If anyone's in the car, they're okay. Hopefully that's the case, right? You just take all the positives from it and then say, oh, I hope that person that just hit me, it was their fault, but that's okay. I'm going to go make sure they're okay. Things happen. I've made mistakes. Who am I to pass judgment on them? Right? So you just change your attitude. And yes, that's fab, Brian. Yes. Thank you, Karen. We all need to ask that question. I always get to my clients at some point, and that's fab. I love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Karen. And so, Nina, you are amazing. What we're going to do at this moment is, well, very soon I'm going to be asking that question. It's like amazing. I've asked this of every guest that's been on the show, and it's interesting because sometimes it gets deep, sometimes it's personal. It's interesting. It can be a doozy. It's just pretty really cool. But before we do that, I promised everyone who stayed on with us live to the end how I would show them a way how they can win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort, compliments of our friends at the Big Insider Secrets. And I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. So you now have both Nina and my, permission to take out your phone if you haven't been watching on your phone, and bring up your messaging app. Do that right now. And then you'll want to write this down because we don't have much time left, and I want to respect everyone's time. Write this information down, and here's how you enter. I'll put it up on the screen. Take out your messaging app, as I said earlier, and where you would put the name of the person you're going to text, instead, type in this number. It's 314-665-1767. Again, write this down, 314-665-1767. And then where you would type the message and, where you put the emojis, that good stuff. Instead, type in 2 words separated by a dash. And those 2 words are peak, that's PEAK, dash vacation, no spaces, peak dash vacation. Go ahead and do that right now. And then watch your phone. You'll get a subsequent message automatically sent to you for, I think it's one more step to officially be entered, and it asks for your email address so that our system can take over and put you into our random drawing. We give this away every single week. Thanks again to the biginsidersecrets.com. And Nina has a gift for you as well. So I'm going to put your website up there as a backdrop when you explain this beautiful, wonderful gift that you're giving folks. And let's see if I can get the right button. I think that's it. We'll find out real soon. Yes. All right.
So I want to offer anybody who's interested to do a free strategy call, help them create their intellectual property, help them streamline whatever it is that they need to streamline, or just pick my brain, whatever they need, help them create their blueprint, their big game book, right? Their playbook. So if somebody wants to take me up on that, I'm more than welcome. You're more than welcome to do that. Normally that's like a $1,200 program, and I'm doing that for free.
Ladies and gentlemen, $1,200 program. And I love how you just said that in passing. Like, it's no big deal. It's $1,200. And the reason it is $1,200 is because Nina, is about getting results for you. And she'll do it until you get the results. That's the way she's wired. It's going to be success, or it's not going to be anything. Yeah. It's just going to happen. It's going to work. Yeah. And I appreciate that about you. There's so many things I appreciate about you, especially the patience of your husband who's waiting for you. Isn't the show done yet? Come on, let's get out of here.
Actually, I have a Bible study I'm going to after this. So.
Oh, fantastic. I don't want to keep you. So let's get to that phenomenal question. And I just wanted to preface it a little bit and tell you, Nina, that there is no such thing as a wrong answer to this question.
Okay.
It's impossible. In fact, the only correct answer is your answer.
Okay.
That's the only thing that makes it personal. And I love the responses we've been getting on this. And I just want to know, Nina, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
She's ready. All right. Nina Venturella, how do you define success?
Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to say that. You know what? I definitely don't define it with finances. I define it with the people that I help. I define it with the testimonials that I get. I define it with the tribe that I'm a part of. I define it with the people that I'm able to minister to as a pastor. I define it with the people that I'm able to help and improve their life with value and gifts that God's given me to be able to help them get to that next level. That's success to me, seeing people succeed and reach their dreams.
You gotta love that. And you gotta love Nina Venturella, don't you? Come on. Virtual clap. Round of applause for everyone out there. Nina, thank you so very much for, my gosh, you just raised the bar for the next speaker who's coming on, and you just brought it so much. You give everything of yourself every time. I'm so, like I said earlier, so blessed to know you, so blessed to work with you. Can't wait till you and I and your husband and my wife get to meet and break bread together and sit down and get to know each other deeper. That'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah. Until that time, I just want to say thank you once again. And thank you all who watched and those of you that listen on the podcast later. Until next time, on behalf of this amazing woman, Nina Venturella, I'm your host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show.
Thank you.
We will see you all again next time. Until then, so long and be blessed all.
Bye-bye. Blessings.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.